Hello, Wonderhussy here. Out in an exceptionally remote part of the state of Nevada, kind of like the northeastern part of the state, I guess. No cell signal, hardly any traffic on the highways. It's one of those parts of Nevada that, well, makes you wonder why they call US 50 the loneliest road in America. Anyway, I'm actually en route to another location, but I didn't want to drive all that way in one day, so I just needed a place to pull over and camp for the night, which is just what I did, right down the road. And this was an unplanned campsite. The first place I had planned to camp, well, it was really smoky from, I guess, the wildfires burning in California. So the air quality was really poor, and plus it was raining, and well, the location wasn't all that great anyways. So I thought, oh, let me keep driving. Well, I'll put another hour in, and I came up here. I just randomly picked a road, and it turns out to have an abandoned ghost town right off the road. So I figured since I'm here anyway, let's go poke around, and well, you'll see why I'm showing you this ghost town at the end. Okay, so I just basically pulled off the road. There was kind of like an old campsite there, some old collapsed detritus. This road keeps going up the mountain, which I think it's called, or this range is called the Spruce Mountains. And this little ghost town is just right off this little side road. And these buildings look pretty busted, so I don't think we're going to really find anything interesting inside any of them. But who knows? If you don't go, you'll never know. I don't even know how old these buildings are. They don't look super duper old. I mean, it's like a frame construction cabin. There's a wood ceiling and a little attic up there. It doesn't look like it's from like the 1800s or anything. I mean, ugh. Oh, there is a little bit of graffiti. People apparently do come up here, and this is remote. Look at this. What language is that? Wow. Looks like Russian. Isn't that Cyrillic? That says Mark, I think. Huh, interesting. So some Ruskies were up here. And there's good old Dave Evans on ATV number 3. And, well, it looks like somebody was here in 2019. That's probably the last time somebody was up here. I mean, when I say this is remote, I'm not kidding. This is remote. Oh my gosh, yikes. This back room has even more graffiti, and it's, look at that, that's from like 1980, July 7th, 1980. 1962, wait, what? Huh, interesting. God, there's just all kinds of stuff written on the walls in here. But there's some people that were up here in 2020, so okay, I guess it hasn't been that long. And there's like a little shack in the back there that I don't know what that was used for. I mean, I'm guessing this place wasn't old enough to where they would have like outhouses and foods, root cellars, but maybe so. I mean, so much of it is just totally collapsed that it's hard to say. There's a really big building that used to be over there. And there's a few more down here. This, I guess, was like another cabin. I mean, I'm guessing this is almost like a little town. This is a real ghost town. There's multiple buildings, or there were multiple buildings. Let's see. Oh my goodness, yikers. Okay, so another cabin that doesn't look like it was that old. Oh, look up here though. It looks like there is a really old cabin up here. Holy cow, yeah, that's the old style. Built out of logs, stacked together, mud in the cracks, windows framed out. I'll bet it was pretty cozy. And let me tell you something, you would really need to be cozy up here. It's August 17th or 18th today, and it's freezing. I couldn't believe it when I pulled in last night, how chilly it got. I mean, I had plenty of blankets and everything in my car, but I certainly didn't expect the weather to be like this in Nevada in mid-August. I guess we must be at elevation. Okay, actually, I just checked my altimeter, and we're at like 8,200 feet. No wonder it's cold. I didn't realize there were that many mountains that high in Nevada. Or I should say, in this part of Nevada. I mean, obviously, I've been up in, Wheeler Peak and places like that where it's way higher than 8,000 feet. But this just looked like some little cluster of hills off to the side of the highway as I was driving along last night. And I thought, let me go up there and see if I can find anything interesting. And well, boy howdy, I guess I'll say that I did. Okay, while walking down, you can see that was probably the biggest structure here, and it's completely collapsed. So that's a pretty big roof. So, I mean, I see one more cabin in the distance. There's at least 3-4 cabins up here, plus that old log cabin. So this would qualify, in my book anyways, as a genuine, bona fide ghost town. And I don't even know the name of it or anything about it. I should look at my atlas. It might be marked on my atlas. Okay, I'll go up and check my atlas in a minute, but first let's go down this way. There's one more cabin down here, and look, giant collapsed, well, I don't know exactly what you call that in mining jargon, but like chutes. I guess they just dumped all the ore in there and then dumped it all down here, and I guess this was a road where a truck would have picked it all up and taken it, well, gosh, I don't know where. I mean, like I keep saying, we are in such a remote part of the state of Nevada that there's not even any real towns or railroad sightings or anything around here. So, golly, I don't know. Maybe back in the day there was, well, I guess we're like 90 miles from Elko. I guess it's not that far by Nevada standards. Okay, here's the last little cabin. This one's actually not in that bad of shape compared to the other two. Oh, looks like somebody had a campfire here too. Oh yeah, there is some newer trash. At least they put it in a barrel. I guess that's something. Here's an old can that used to contain Hormel beef tamales. Anyway, here's inside this last cabin. Oh wow, yeah, like I said, this is really in the best shape out of all of them. And look what a view it had. See all the way down to the valley, and the highway is like way, way, way off in the distance. It's US 93. More graffiti in here. People have been here over the years. It's not really too trash though. That's cool. What was this? Like a bathroom back here? No. Some kind of like, oh, it's got a drain in the floor. So maybe it just was just like a work building, and that was a work area. Because then what was this? Is that like a, I was gonna guess chimney, but why would it be made out of wood? And then there's no, well, there is a hole above it actually. Who knows, man? Mystery to me. Although, hang on, I think I might have just found the classiest graffiti I've ever seen. It's written in this beautiful cursive. I can barely read it, but this guy named Michael Smart from Quebec, Canada, Montreal, Quebec. September 1951, I think it says. Wow. Or how about this guy, Don Mack, was here June 18th, 1978. Beat you, John. I guess maybe him and John had some like competition as to who could get to this old ghost town first. Funny. So, okay, well, 1951, we know that, oh, and then the signature right next to him is 1958. Goodness, so this place has been abandoned at least since the 50s. Okay, well, I'm not going to carve my name in the wall. I'm not one of them there type people. I'm just going to hike back up to where my car is and show you the main reason why I'm making this video. Okay, before I show you the thing I want to show you, let's look at the atlas. I happen to have it right here, and we are on page, I'd guess we're probably on page 54, 46 maybe. By 46. Looks like the name of this town was Sprucemont, and it looks like if I keep taking this road, it might lead to some more interesting stuff. I don't know if I'm going to have time for that. There is a final destination to this trip that I'm trying to get to, but gosh, it's hard to see that on the atlas and not go investigate just a little bit further. Oh, look here. I mean, whenever Sprucemont was an actual town, it looks like they had a mill, a stamp mill. Isn't that what that is, the foundation of? Looks like it to me. Well, I guess that makes sense. I mean, we saw on the atlas there's 2 more mines up top of the mountain, so they were probably mining the stuff up there and then milling it down here, and that's where all the workers lived in those cabins down there. Although, to be honest, not all the mines are farther up the mountain. And this is the whole reason I thought this would be an interesting video to make. Because, you know, all these abandoned buildings in Nevada, they're a dime a dozen. I've made so many videos poking around these splintered old wooden ruins that a lot of people watching the channel are probably like, oh God, not again, not another ghost town. I mean, that's the thing, like when you hear ghost town, you think of like Scooby-Doo or you think of Rhyolite or Bodie or someplace that's exceptionally well preserved. Well, the reality is most ghost towns just look like this. But this particular ghost town also happens to be for sale. Look at this. When's the last time you saw a for sale sign hanging on a mine adit? I just thought that was kind of funny. Well, it looks kind of like the mine adit collapsed, but there's a pretty well-trodden path up here. Uh-oh, yikers. We're gonna have to tread lightly. Don't want to collapse this thing all the way. But look at this. Holy wow. This is wild. The roots of this huge old pine tree totally grew over the mine shaft. Wow, look at this. I guess I gotta duck under this pipe. Oh man, I don't know if I really want to breathe too deeply back here. But look. You can see down into the mine down there. And then up here, oh my goodness. Well, the entrance is clogged with debris, but I bet, I'm gonna have to climb under this branch here. What a tight squeeze. Oh yeah, well, beyond this debris pile, you can actually see, maybe you can see, the mine does go way back in there. There's like a second debris pile, and then past that, if you were really determined, you could squeeze through there and go exploring. I am not that determined. I just wanted to show y'all what you could have for the low, low price of, well, I don't know how much they're asking, but you know what I mean? You could have that whole mine adit there, the tree that's growing over it, and I guess the whole ghost town. And all you gotta do is call Botari and Associates Realty and, well, they'll fill you in. Hey, you could be like that guy who bought Cerro Gordo. You know, he started a YouTube channel, next thing you know, he's making millions of dollars. You too could buy a ghost town and start your own YouTube channel. Go ahead and call him and make an offer. Okay, well, I decided to drive up the road a little bit farther and see what I see. And, well, golly, look at this landscape. It's just absolutely beautiful. But look at that old cabin there. I mean, that thing is like built right into the side of the hillside, you know, the old-fashioned way. A dugout. Man, this landscape is a trip. This cow is down there. All right, back in the car. Holy cannoli. Whew, I just drove all the way to the end of this road because I wanted to see what was at the very top of the mountain. And, well, unfortunately, it's just a cell tower with a whole bunch of solar panels. Wow, so this is it, man. This is Spruce Mountain. Elevation, I think, like 10,500-ish feet. I know we're above 10,000 feet right now. And it's wild up here. I'm going to do a little pano for you. Look at that. It's almost like being above the tree line, but we're not really, because there's these really warped, gnarled, twisted, wind-blasted trees all over the place. And then on this side, the view is really spectacular. I mean, this is like a really good prominence point. You can see, I mean, if it wasn't cloudy today, you'd be able to see for many, many miles. Oh man, I'm getting back in my rig out of this really cold wind. My car says it's only 48 degrees in August, but then again, we are at 10,000 feet. Woo! Time to turn on the heater. Oh, much better. All right, well, I guess I'm just gonna roll on and try to find my next adventure. I was hoping to find this sheep camp that I saw marked on my atlas, but I guess maybe that was what that big cabin was that we passed by, that dugout cabin. I guess it's a likely place for some Basque shepherds to bring their sheep. Who knows, man? Maybe I'll find another sheep camp on my way down, and if I do, well, I'll make a video about that too. But I'm signing off for now. See you next time.